boxing gyms and stuff that he telling you is for real. All right, I see a lot of other channels out there that be trying to pretend they don't know what the hell they talking about.
Another dominating performance from the pound-for-pound superstar Naoya Inoue. Not many frills with this one. Let's get into it. The earliest aspect of the fight, which spelled doom for Picasso from very early, was a near-complete lack of any sort of jab defense. Picasso's high guard constantly left the opening down the pipe for the jab. Inoue began to land a punch early, and often off that alone. Inoue would also time Allen as he pre-slipped or level changed with the jab constantly. Were combined with stab jabs that broke Picasso's base as he came forward. Inoue added probes and feints to obscure and disguise the timing of the jab, making it that much more difficult for Allen to defend. Once the jab was established, Inoue used feints to present the threat of the jab and force Allen to tighten his guard or reach the parry. Rinse and repeat this process and you begin to see the main pattern of the fight. Allen having pretty much no answer for Inoue's jab, and Inoue using that to set up offense. Picasso's main guard is mostly an active high guard. The usual openings are not difficult to find for a high-level pound-for-pound fighter like Inoue. All night he came behind his jab or feints to batter the guard around the flanks or down the pipe, ripping both to the body and head. And the script from the fight never truly variated from this, aside from small moments, because Allen never forced any meaningful adjustments from Inoue. In other words, he became something of a punching bag. Allen was able to have small pockets of success within that script, though these were mostly fleeting and pyrrhic in nature. While Inoue's fantastic punch placement and hand speed far exceeded Picasso's and had him winning the majority of 50-50 exchanges, we can note Inoue being rather lax with defense responsibility and dropping hands while throwing, or keeping his head center line that had him eating big shots that may have meant more against a more impressive opponent. As the fight dragged on, Inoue became more and more unconcerned with protecting himself after or during offense, but Allen managed to land and impress neither him nor the judges. Inoue was also comfortable eating punches in an inactive high guard. But Picasso risked taking counterfire when he took advantage of it. Allen had some success attacking Inoue as he moved back in straight lines, keeping him on the line of attack. However, Inoue also intentionally stepped out of range to set disengagement traps to catch Picasso as he came forward. The most glaring thing Picasso had a measure of success against was Inoue's new addition of the Philly shell or half shell to his defensive repertoire. Inoue is an extremely talented and smart fighter. With that being said, his shell was abysmal. If he couldn't get out of the way of punches with his feet in time, he was definitely getting hit. He can't catch jabs or block hooks with the rear hand, and he can't roll the shoulder to defend overhands, all while giving away the opening above the sling to the body. In other words, he can't even perform the basics of the defensive system. In the times he brought it out, Allen was able to have immediate success. though it should be noted that the shell is inherently a counterpuncher's guard, so even this was done under the threat of heavy counterfire from Inoue. What we saw was a pure showcase in the difference in levels between a journeyman level fighter and a pound-for-pound fighter. Even the flaws Inoue showed, Picasso either couldn't take advantage of or wasn't able to do so well enough to amount to anything significant. In short, he had no business sharing the ring with Inoue, who made that clear and evident. Picasso became more and more attentive as the fight dragged out, likely saving himself from an embarrassing stoppage. Aside from showcasing a few things in his tool bag that he'd probably be better off without, like the Philly shell, this is another day in the office. Thanks for watching.
Fight fam. Boxing is called the sweet science for a reason. Every slip, every counter, every trap, it's all hidden in the details. At Boxing Gems, we break down those details frame by frame so fans can see the art behind the fight. If you enjoy our YouTube film studies and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, Patreon is the place. It helps us keep producing high-quality breakdowns without worrying about algorithms, and it gives you exclusive access to the content that can't make it on the YouTube. Get extended live stream breakdowns with more detail and analysis. Ask your own questions in the 24/7 chats, decide what fights or fighters we cover, and get personalized private analysis. Your support means we can keep studying the sport we love and showing why boxing is the most beautiful science. Join the Boxing Gems community on Patreon and let's keep breaking down the fight game together. This is Ryan, professional boxing analyst and founder of Boxing Gems Film Study. Film don't lie.